Hi friends, welcome to Backyard Homestead. Check out this harvest. This is just the cucumber and peppers. So these I've gotten in the last 2 weeks, and same with the peppers. They're banana peppers, and they're getting a little moist in the fridge, so I need to do something with them. And the little bell peppers I had to pick while they were small because they were already getting like wrinkly, but I think they're supposed to be yellow ones. But I picked them small. These cucumbers were a little long on the vine, so I decided I'm going to make some relish, some dill relish, and some banana pepper relish. So that'll be the next video. This video is just a garden update. If you're new here, my name's Sherry, and this is part of my garden harvest and a little garden update for you guys. So keep watching. Please like and subscribe. I appreciate you. Alright, now we're out in the pumpkin patch, and wait till you see the big one. I hate that all this crabgrass is grown, but I can't stop it. It's out of control. But here's the pumpkin patch, and there's zucchini in there and spaghetti squash. But I picked 2 spaghetti squash already. Oh, I should show you guys those too. But here's one. I'm trying to let that one get a little bigger, but it looks like it's ready to go already, but I'm trying to let it get bigger. And there's another one that I'm trying to let get bigger. Little sugar pie pumpkin. That's the only one that's grown of those so far. Then the big one is coming over here. I think these orange ones are the yellow of Paris. That one's the sugar pie, the little sugar pie pumpkin. But when I show you these big orange ones, I'm pretty sure that they're yellow of Paris. But the giant pumpkin is yellow, so I'm not sure. It's weird. Take a look. So this one right here, it's yellow on top because I turned it. But these are the ones that I think are the yellow of Paris. And this big giant one, it's so huge that you can't tell on the camera how big it actually is. But I can't even lift it, it's so big. But I think that might be the Big Max, and there's one behind it tucked in there too. I planted yellow of Paris, Big Max, and I did plant blue Jardel pumpkins too, but none of those grew, which is weird because the year before last, I grew a ton of blue pumpkins. Anyways, there's one over the fence in the field, and everything's looking a little wilted from the summer heat, but the pumpkins are still hanging in there. They're not ready to pick just yet, but they're getting close. But I'm proud of them, and we'll put them in the dog's food and also make pies and muffins and all that. So I think I'm going to can some of the chunks just so it's ready to go. I put my foot here to see, like, you can reference the size of that big pumpkin. These are the 3 zucchini plants, and I've gotten quite a few zucchinis. Lately it's slowing down, but I noticed there's a couple starting. Most of the flowers are males, which is odd, but they're still growing and producing. My petunias are still growing, but I have to pick the little flowers off every day. And so that's why they look like they have no flowers right now, but new ones will come. And in the zucchini here, I did find a couple little tiny ones growing. So that's awesome. In a few days we'll have some. Wow, you're a big mouth. These are some pepper plants that I just started that were in little pots that I up-potted. I had to move my hanging petunias into that pot because the hanging one broke. And over here, these are the tomatillos, and they're growing like crazy. I did not know that tomatillos were a vine, and my puppy's trying to eat them. I've got some real pretty zinnias growing in here. There's some peppermint striped ones. Those ones you can't see yet. There's also some strawberries and cream ones, which are those lighter pink ones. But they're so pretty. I love zinnias, and they seem to grow good here. These are the strawberries and cream right here. There's also a couple tomato plants tucked in here, so it's like a variety there. Tiffy's biting at the plants. She doesn't always do that. These are the sweet potatoes, and there's a random tomato in there. And these weird curly Q wormy looking things here, those fall off of our tree. And it's some kind of like mesquite or desert willow or something in the mesquite family, I think. I don't know. And then that other one is the pumpkin that I just put in there in that grow bag. It's flowered but not grown any fruit. So I really must say that I'm so happy with this green bed here from Temu. I think it was $54, which I've looked those up and they're a couple $100, so I'm pretty happy with it. So the roses, the little climbing rose is looking awesome. It's flourishing, and the carnations and petunias are doing good there too. This is the yellow zucchini, and I've actually gotten a couple off of it. So it's doing better after I fertilized it. And the Egyptian onions, those are the Egyptian walking onions. They're growing like crazy. I even have 2 new sprouts down there. They're hard to see, but right there and right there. What they do is they fall over. They produce another little sprout. And those onions, they have not grown at all. They're still tiny. Now moving on to the 4 beds. I don't know why, but my dogs are like obsessed with the garden. But you'll notice the poor tomatoes, all the leaves are curled up from the heat. That's more of my zinnias. I trimmed them all off and they're growing more. But see how curled the leaves are of the poor tomatoes? They are just taking a beating in the heat. And the only shade cloth I have is covering all these peppers you'll see behind me in the other 2 beds. So I know once fall comes that the tomatoes will bounce back, but they're looking a little worse for wear. I mean, poor things. They are growing tomatoes though, believe it or not. It's just the heat has really beaten them up a little. Those are little tiny pear tomatoes. Anyways, and then behind me is the peppers. So I had to put this shade up because the poor peppers were wilting so bad and they were about to die. And since I've put the shade up, they're doing so much better. And they even have peppers on them again, so more peppers to pick. Tiffy's trying to eat the peppers off the plant. She is crazy and she loves these peppers. We let her have one and now she's obsessed. She's so cute. If I pick anything off the plant, she has to see what she has to see what I have. little stinker. I also added a couple more pepper plants in here. These are the little bush beans that are barely growing. They got tiny little beans on them, and then the other one, this giant grasshopper, has eaten all of them. So I don't think we'll get any beans off of that. I did just plant some new beans. I'll show you guys those in a minute. But I put a couple pepper plants, and since we have open space there, I added some more squash, and we'll see if it grows. I just planted them the other day. All that back there is potatoes, and they're almost ready. They're falling over and starting to slowly die off. That's when you know they're ready to harvest. Well, that's an update on the 4 beds. They're doing so-so. This brutal heat out here in the desert, it's very hard to grow in. Very hard. Doriori, you're cute. What are you doing? What are we doing here, huh? She's like, what are you doing? So I decided, because it stays hot forever here, to go ahead and start some, excuse my husband being shirtless. That's embarrassing. I wanted to start some more cucumbers and some Kentucky pole beans. So that's what we're putting in those 2 over there. So we could probably grow easily until October. It stays fairly warm, and we don't even have a freeze until like December. So technically we could probably still grow for a while. So we're getting a little wagon, and we're going to get some compost out of our compost bins and put those in the bottom first. We thought it would be cute to put the dogs in the wagon. They were scared, but they're so adorable. They're so stinking spoiled. So these are the 2 compost bins. We also have one of the spinning ones, but it doesn't do so good in the desert. I don't know, everything just dries out instead of composting. So I think we need to wet more. That one's chicken from the chicken pens, and then this is like coffee grounds and twigs and veggies, scraps that the chickens don't get. So the plan is to fill both with halfway or more with compost, because I only have 1 giant bag of Miracle-Gro potting mix, which I was going to use for other plants, but I decided I wanted to start more cucumbers and some bush bean or pole beans. It's dark now, so you can't really see, so I'm going to cut this one off. Look at the beautiful sky though. That's the pool deck. There. Okay, here's the 2 that I put, the pole beans and the cucumbers. Homemade pickles cucumbers and Kentucky pole beans. I thought they looked good on each side of the pool deck. Going to seed, which is cool. I need to put it in a bigger pot, same with that rosemary. And that sage is doing so-so, And this rosemary, I think it's too wet because all the leaves started falling off and the soil feels really wet. So it might need a different pot where it's draining better. This sage is doing great, and there's a random plant growing with it. These are new peppers that I potted. They're doing okay. The hanging petunias had to get moved to that one. That's morning glories in there, which still have no flowers on them. And then the two new beds that we planted next to the pool deck, which needs to be, the pool deck needs to be treated. It is so dry, so don't look at it. Well, friends, thanks so much for hanging out in the garden with me. There's my little harvest again. Please like, subscribe, share, and let me know what you think of my garden. We are in the high desert, and it is tough to garden here, so I'm surprised I got the harvest that I have gotten. So, but let me know what you think. Please like and subscribe. I appreciate you, and I'm really trying to grow my channel. And we'll see you on the next video where we can the banana pepper relish and the cucumber relish, dill relish. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Let's record her. Oh, she's out here with the mom and dad.